to our little pop-up here. I have something that I'd like to share with all of you because I truly believe that it will help others, and not just unhealthy people, but people that are avid in their health, people that are athletic, people that are small, like my boy, 4 years old. Very important to start healthy at a young age, and elderly people as well. Benefits for all those people, and I am very excited to be with this team. The team is so inspiring and amazing and so uplifting, and I just hope that our stories can inspire you tonight as well. And so I'll start off by saying I struggled with a lot of health issues that I kind of put off to the side, you know, just accepting them as the way they were, thinking I'll just tough it out. I was suffering from headaches and hormone issues and bloating and swelling and just getting sick once a month. And being a mom of a young boy, it's hard to be sick. You know, you have to be able to do a lot of things, so you don't have time to be sick. So I got to the point where I had said enough was enough, because my body was screaming at me for help. It was screaming at me to increase my health. I was overwhelmed by so many products out there, so many ways of doing things, the expense of things, that I had to do my research because, because I had to be smart about things. I didn't want a quick fix for it to fail later. As some of you may know, I was a paramedic and a military medic for a lot of years. So I just know that I didn't want to be one of those emergency calls. I didn't want the ones that could have been prevented. I wanted to get as healthy as I could, be a healthy mom and help my boy, be a good role model for my boy as well. And I looked at a photo of myself and I saw a heart attack, and it scared me. So I knew I was looking for help. I needed to change things, and I needed to start listening to the warning signs a little bit better. And deep down has always been the desire to help others. I knew I had to set an example for myself first as well, so I can show my family, and hopefully they get on board as well. But then also help others, and that's what we're doing here tonight. I changed a lot of my eating habits. I ended up taking things to balance my body out, and also take control. So now that I've done that, I feel amazing. I feel better than I have in years. I don't have any bloating. I don't have those heavy sweats. I'm not getting sick anymore. I think it's been March since I've been sick, thank goodness, you know, which has been amazing for me personally. My hormones have been balancing out, and I can see my ankle bones, no more swelling. I can wear my wedding rings. My husband has noticed a difference in my energy level. I'm able to sleep soundly, snoring on the pillow, which is so exciting. And now my husband is climbing on board, and my boy is climbing on board, and he is excited to get healthy with mom. So I will not go back to the way things were, and I also had to make some big decisions in what I was doing, whether it be a paramedic for chasing after doing emergency calls, or what I had chosen to do was to now is help others make healthier lives. Now, I know that I want to make a difference. I want to be the difference, as I said, for my family, but also for others in the community. I can also help by financially supporting my family as well. It allows me to be at home with my boy, considering a lot of people have that change in their life right now, and this allows me to be able to do that, to do those things, be home with my boy, make some extra cash, and to be healthy. So those are all amazing things. I finally have hope and a belief that I can and I will do this. And if any of you are inspired by this and wish to join us, talk to me, talk to Julie, and we would be glad to answer any questions that you have. Focusing on health at the core instead of just stimulating things, whether it's to increase weight, decrease weight, to maintain your weight, or to be an athlete. As some of you may not know, there's people that are Olympians that are that are taking these products that are filling their nutrient gaps as well, which is absolutely amazing. And they get tested all the time. So you think that this product has to be really good in order for them to use it as well, right? So it just, every time I research it, things just get better and better. Anyways, I know we have a short time and I'm rambling. So I'm so excited to lead this wellness community, and I am thankful for you listening to my heart and my story. And here's Julie.
Thank you very much. Bobbi, you did great. I'm so excited to follow you when we do these events, because to me, Bobbi is like the person that's just beginning her story. And I mean, it's not that my story is finishing at all. I'm always on that journey, but my journey started many years ago. And so one thing I love about Bobbi's story, and she didn't share this part of it, but when she was doing, she did a Prove It challenge. So if you have any questions about how to get your health back on track, ask Bobbi about that. So what does that have to do with kids' health though? She's doing this challenge and she's being an example to her kids. And it also changed the eating habits in the whole family. So as she was making her roasted vegetables, her little boy was climbing up on the counter and eating them with her. So it's so exciting to, yes, like it's so exciting to see that, because it's impacting the entire family, and having a healthy, energetic mom that can be there for her kids and that's making the food choices for them that are going to fuel their health and their nutrition, that's super important. So that's one of the reasons why we are so excited about inviting people just to take a look at the home-based solutions that we're offering for health and for the environment and for budget support. And just, it's all from an ethical, beyond organic company, a company you can really trust, and it's something I've been using now since 1997. So now how did I get involved in all of this? When I was 5 years old, I was already in the hospital with digestive issues. As a child, I constantly had ear infections. I was on a lot of medications. And through the years, like up into my teen years, I just had a lot of health issues, a lot of digestive issues. And I actually was diagnosed with some pretty severe digestive issues. I also had this horrendous acne. It wasn't even acne. It was like beyond acne. It was crazy. So my childhood my medical files were thick. I had so many issues. So my mom is the one that finally said, okay, you know what? Enough is enough. We need to start fighting for a different result. We need to start doing different things to get different results for my health. And so we tried naturopaths, iridologists, we tried all kinds of therapies and remedies. I was doing broth soups while everybody else was eating steak dinners. Like I did anything I could just because I needed to be well. And it was really a fight for health. So fast forward to 1997, we were actually introduced to something that finally put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And instead of chasing all these remedies, we were told, start with foundational nutrition. And that's what we want to share with you tonight, because that really made the biggest impact. I learned the philosophy of building health from the ground up, providing the body with the raw materials that it needs to be healthy, so you can actually build antibodies, build healthy hormones, build healthy cells and organs and skin and hair and nails. You need the raw materials. And to that point, I had been using a lot of herbs and trying to stimulate health, which I did get some results, but I was still getting bronchitis. I was still getting, these health issues. And so when we did this, totally changed everything for my health and for a lot of people in my family, and then for a lot of people in our community, because it was just a ripple effect. We just kept sharing with other people saying, hey, look what it did for us. It can make a difference in your life too. And so it changed a lot of lives. So it's been really, really neat. The other part of it is that we also looked at brand. And I, at first, was very resistant to this. And maybe some of you listening to this are also very resistant to the idea that of using one brand. And that was me. I just said, one brand is not different than any other. Why would this be any different? But I was challenged to do a few things. So I'm just going to share my screen here for a minute. And hopefully you can see that there. And I was challenged to do a few things. First of all, I was challenged just to take a look at, am I really getting all the nutrients that my body needs from food alone? I know a lot of kids aren't. I mean, I feed my kids very well. I try to, but I'm positive they're not getting every single nutrient that they need. One of the little things that unfortunately my kids are living with somebody who's been trained in health and nutrition. And so I'll look at their nails and I'm like, oh, you have white spots, you get to have more zinc. Or, you know, I'll look at different symptoms on them and I'm like, oh, you need more of this. And so we'll look at blood work and things like that. And over the years, from looking at people's blood work, from looking at my own blood work, from looking at different symptoms, I'm like, I don't know anybody who's actually getting every nutrient that they need from food alone. So nutrient gaps need to be addressed. But then the issue is, what do you address them with? And there's a lot of contamination in the industry, in the natural health industry, which I wasn't aware of. But there's a lot of recalls, and there's also a lot of absorption issues where some vitamins are actually coated with shellac. And I heard other reports of people saying they clean out septic tanks and they find just pounds of undissolved calcium tablets in the septic tanks. And so it's kind of sad because we don't know, are we getting actually, you know, on the label, are we actually getting that to ourselves without any contamination? So I was challenged to call companies. I didn't want to commit to any brand because again, I was very skeptical, but I was challenged to call companies and ask them, what temperature do you process at? Where do you get raw materials from? Do you test your raw materials after you receive them? How many tests do you do? Do you test to make sure that vitamins are actually being absorbed? There's all kinds of different quality issues. And the other part of it is, are the nutrients in that supplement in the right balance and in the right ratio so that your body actually knows how to use it the best? So after doing all that research, that's where I decided, yes, I would partner with the Shaklee brand, because far and above, they came away with the best answers from the companies that I personally called. And so they did over 3 times the quality testing that they had to do. So they're spending more money than they need to, but they did it because they wanted to make sure that you, the consumer, were getting a pure product. So I was very impressed. They have over 100 years of innovation, no black marks against their name, no recalls. Dr. Shaklee did not start this company, this natural health company, with a purpose of making it into, you know, a huge business. He actually started it more for his patients. He was a chiropractor and a naturopath, and he was recognizing that people weren't getting all the nutrients they needed from food. So he actually invented the first multiple vitamin in North America called Vitalized Minerals, and it was available on his store shelf. But as time went on, he recognized a greater need, and he wanted to get the word out more to more people. And he also recognized that we needed to take better care of the earth. So he made the first green cleaner in North America. He made the first plant-based protein powder because he recognized we weren't getting enough complete protein. So this company is a company of firsts, not fads. And I'm really impressed by their integrity, and everything they have is proven and pure and potent. And so that's why I decided, yes, you know, this is something I can partner with and I can share with other people. So we use it for our entire family. We use it for our green cleaners, for our skincare. I love what it's done for my skin. I had, like I said, really problem skin, and it's really helped clear it up and heal a lot of the scarring. I love what it does for weight. We won't get into that one, but it is not the weight loss program. It's not one that's focusing on getting you fast results. It's one that entirely focuses on long-term health results, because it doesn't focus on fat loss, but on health gain and shifting your body. So it's amazing. And then healthy nutrition. So we really believe in building wellness communities that support your health and your home and also the environment. And if we can, we're also here to help you support your budget, because we have different ways that you can actually, just by using the products, you can actually earn free products. And just by sharing with a few people, you can earn the advertising reward. So it's a really great community to be a part of. And we help people take an element of control back over building your health, over your environment, and over your budget. And that's what we're here for, to help you do. Now tonight though, we're gonna focus on kids. And this is one of my favorite things. And yes, my kids get this too. There's a lot of information on the screen. I'm not gonna get into all of it, don't worry. But this protein, so this right here, that's the can of protein. And every morning, my kids get this little cup. Let me see that there, with a reusable straw. Every morning they get that cup put in front of them with their chocolate monkey smoothie. So they get chocolate, banana, I put greens powder in there, ice, they get natural peanut butter in there, and they love it. And that's the way we all start our day. And it helps give them the foundation. That's really one of the most important foundational nutrients or foundational elements that you need. So there's a lot of great things here about the protein. It really does help normalize hormones, strengthens immunity. Now, but when I got pregnant, your protein needs more than double. So my protein needs were more than double, and I could not intake all those calories. But it really helped me stay healthier, and it helped me bounce back a lot faster after my pregnancies. Now I give it to my kids every day to make sure they're getting the raw materials that they need to grow healthier, and that they also have strong immune systems, because if you don't have enough protein, you won't have the raw materials that you need to make your antibodies. So it's very important. My oldest son was actually recently in a car accident, and the doctors actually said it was a miracle that he did not have any bones broken. He just had like dents in his bones, and they said that was very unusual, and they said he must have incredible bone density. So he came back and said to me, thanks, Mom. You know, like everything you've done, it must have done something. And that was actually kind of cool to hear, because I can't say that it's because of what I did, but I do know that the better nutrition we give our kids when they're younger, the better bone density they will have, because we only have up until the time our kids are 25 to build their maximum amount of bone density that they will ever have. So at the time that they're 25, that's the peak bone density that child, or that at that point then an adult, will ever have in their entire life. From that point on, they can maybe maintain it, they might start losing it, but they'll never be able to go beyond that point. So whatever we do for our kids, it is super, super important. So the other thing that I always say to people too is our kids, they don't grow up on pop. We don't get a lot of red meat. We don't get a lot of acidic foods, because those are things that pull the calcium out of your bones. So if you want to build really, really strong bones, you need to give your kids lots of water and lots of protein and calcium as the base to build their bones, and lots of greens. So that's super important. Now I'm going to ask Bobby to share a little bit more on the next thing that's super important, and that is the Incredivites. So Bobby, do you want to just share a few pointers on the next very important thing for kids?
The next step is the multi, and my boy eats pretty good, and he likes his avocados, and he likes his broccoli, and he likes his peppers, you know, but sometimes he gets picky, you know. So I know that there's sometimes where he doesn't even want to eat, and then as a mom, you're like, oh shoot, he doesn't even want to eat. I guess he'll tell me when he's hungry, but to be able to know that I gave him a vitamin, to know that there are nutrient gaps, and to fill and like the things that he's not taking, whether he's not eating, or he refuses to eat, or he just wants to have pizza pops, there are gaps there. So we use the multi because it helps fill the gaps without any junk. Multivitamins for kids, and they're loaded with 23 essential vitamins and minerals. These are chewable tablets, and they come in a tasty, great flavor, and are naturally sweetened, and he loves them.
That's awesome. They actually remind me a little bit of those sweet tart candies. That's what they kind of remind me of. So now protein and multi, they are the basic building blocks for sure. Now water is absolutely huge. So please make sure your kids are drinking enough water. Dehydration can cause tiredness, tight muscles, headaches, and it won't help them have their 2 bowel movements a day that they should be having. So 2 or more. So they should be having, you know, lots of water in and lots of junk out. So be sure your kids are definitely well hydrated. And we also are what we eat. That's extremely literal. That's very true. We are what we eat. So if we're eating junk, our cells are going to be built from junk. We as moms, it's very important that we fuel our family's health with wise food choices. And when we need to sneak in the greens, I'm going to share with you my favorite way to sneak in greens. Actually, one tip first is when I'm making any kind of sauces, or if I'm making some kind of a zucchini loaf or anything at all, I will mince up carrots or celery or any kind of vegetable that I think will work in there, and I'll hide it in there. So my family is eating lots of carrots and onions and other vegetables they have no clue about, because I will just mince it really, really fine and hide it in everything. So they don't know. What they don't know, it's not going to hurt them. It's going to benefit them. The other thing I'll do, so tonight again, we had a different sauce that I made, and I added a few scoops of this. And this is Organic Greens Booster. Hopefully you can see that there. And I also hide that in. My kids also get these. This is protein balls. So you can see that there. And I put in there the protein, and I put in there greens. I put milled flaxseed, all kinds of great stuff in there. But so if you can see this little scoop, this tiny little scoop, that scoop is equivalent to 1 cup of organic raw kale, broccoli, and spinach. But what I love about it is it's cheaper than me buying the organic stuff from the grocery store. And this does not go salami. And I never have to worry about it being recalled. So all these spinach recalls, I never have to worry about that here. So that's one of my favorite ways to sneak the greens in for my kids. And I find it a very, actually a cost-effective way when you're looking and comparing it to all the organic stuff. So Bobby, what is the next thing that we have?
Well, when you want to give an extra immune boost, this is super tasty and effective, and super immunity for your kids. Super immunity gummies. See the little guy there? Yeah. Grayson absolutely loves these. He asks for them every morning, and he's like, "Oh, Mom, they're so good." He enjoys them, and I enjoy giving them to him. And they're powerful, great tasting gummies, and they're packed with critical immune supporting nutrients for your kiddos and what they need the most. They're with vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, plus the powerful antioxidants from elderberries, which is quite popular nowadays, and so to support the immune system, and has never been so tasty or so fun. They're little immune power guys over here.
I actually have to hide them on myself because I will just keep eating them like candy. They're too good. So another one of them that is super good and that is really handy to have in the house, especially these days for kids, it's the vitamin C chewable. So vitamin C, this is actually a water-soluble vitamin. So your body can't store this. Like your body can do a lot of things, but it cannot make or store vitamin C. So vitamin C is really, really important in the maintenance of your bones, your cartilage, your teeth, your gums, and also connective tissue. It's also important for healing of wounds and very important for your immune system. So this is actually available in sustained release, like the swallowable kind, more for adults, and the chewable formulas. Now my kids absolutely love the lemony taste of this. And I'm just going to say, if anyone has like sore throat or anything, chewing on these or just sucking on these, it feels so good. So that's a really great option for kids as well. Okay, Bobby, what else do we have?
Something we don't always think about with kids and what we use in our house, like cleaning supplies. But it's been proven that household cleaners are actually increasing in breathing problems, interfere with the hormones, and cause skin problems. And I was personally having trouble with that. I was cleaning my house when I was using bleach. And every time I even just used a little bit less, and I couldn't breathe. I had to wash my floors and get out of the house and air the house out. And I thought, okay, if I'm having trouble breathing, my boy will. The skin problems, like eczema, things like that. Anyways, so we switched to using Basic H here as our house cleaner. It's so cheap, it's so easy to use. Use like 2 little drops and it'll last forever. I'm just impressed for that because you can do your windows and you can even put it in your kids' bubble bath. Like this is gonna last a long time, and I'm just excited about all these new things.
Okay, so one more product that we have that is maybe not as common to always think about right away. More and more people are talking about this though, is the probiotics. So my favorite one is Optiflora GI, and it comes in a little capsule. I'm just going to show it to you. It comes in a little capsule like this. You can see that. And you can actually open up that capsule. And I open it up and I put it right into my kids' smoothies just to make sure they have all the soldiers that they need to help them, first of all, to help them fight off all the bad germs that their body is going to be encountering, but it also helps them soak in the nutrients that they're taking into the body a lot better. And it helps for mood and everything. Now, for myself, from my digestive issues, I found it made a huge difference. So that's one that I really like, and I really appreciate this brand's quality of probiotic because it doesn't have to be refrigerated, and the strains that they use are really, really good. So I love that probiotic. It's an awesome one. So, I could go into so many things, but I'm not going to because it's supposed to be a sneak peek, and I'm going to just bite my tongue and not get into everything. So I'm not going to go into all of the immune products, but I just want to give a quick brief thing here. So just a quick shout out, if you're looking for a natural Gatorade, you don't want to give your kids all this junk, the Pedialyte and whatever, the Hydrate Plus is amazing. Okay, if you can see that there, that is a really great rehydration product. So for your kids that are always like into sports, if they're sweating a lot, or if they have a fever and you need to rehydrate them, we will give that to our kids. And the other thing that I'll do is I will, if they are sick, which I don't know when they've been sick last, but anyways, what I will always recommend to people when their kids are sick is that they put a little scoop of the Hydrate in hot water along with 2 of the, if you can see that, Defend and Resist. It's an echinacea complex. So that's our Get Well tea. So they have a little echinacea with a Hydrate, and that's like, we call it our Get Well tea. And it's really awesome. And it just helps for a boost in the immune system. Now, if your child, just a little extra tip, if your child deals with a lot of ear infections or sore stomach, a lot of mucus buildup or inflammation, or perhaps if you deal with those things, consider removing wheat and dairy from their diet. I know it can be hard, but there's a lot of great options. And if you need help, we have recipes and tips we can help you with. And if your child is also dealing with growing pains, I hear that a lot from moms where all their kids have sore legs, or, you know, the kids are just really sore or tired, or, and they're dealing with maybe a growth spurt. For sure, add the Incredibites, or we have a swallowable multiple vitamin as well. And add that along with our calcium. We have a Super CalMag product that will definitely help a lot for reducing the growing pains and the symptoms that they're dealing with. This has really helped to provide a lot of kids with the nutrients they needed and remove those terrible growing pains. So I know from experience it's worked a lot, worked for a lot of kids. So that is a lot of info in a short time, but I really hope it helps you get a brief sneak peek into how you can help support your kids' health. And we have so many ideas and recipes and tips we could share with you, but I mean, we can get in touch and share more of those things in a further conversation later. So we'd be happy to answer more specific questions and help you sort out what the best plan is for you and for your family. And with that, I'm just going to share one more screen here. And that is this one. With this, we will close. We really believe that everyone has the right to thrive and to live a life of energy and meaning and purpose. And our passion here is to just help people make healthy happen in their home. And we're really excited that you allowed us into your home for this short time, just to give you a sneak peek as to how we are building health in our communities. And we invite you just to take a look, just to come alongside with us and join us in making communities healthier. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a great night.
Bye.